Okay. So can you hear me clear, Chappelle?
Yes, you're very clear.
Oh, okay. So we're using the book, they call Book of Kadam, and then it has a root text and commentary. So root text is composed by Atisha, and then commentary is more monologues between Atisha and his disciple Tromtemba, right? So root text just the 4 line there, you can see that before above, and then all the rest of the text are collected from the commentary. Okay, so today our topic is called how to host your robes to cross the mire of desire. So this is, I think, one way to translate. In Tibetan say Döbe Damle, okay, the mire of desire, that's same. Zijang, that's here translate as a ropes, and Zhang is close. To my understand, there is how do you liberate, right? How you liberate, and Zhang means how to engage practice. So that means like that mires of desire refers here samsara. That means now how you can liberate from samsara to which practice. That's kind of this is how we need to say. It's a Liu Chungipa is chapter 12. Döbe Damle. Döbe Damle means how to liberate from the mayas of desire, which is samsara. Ze means Döbe Damle Ze. Okay, and Zhang means how you engage practice in order to liberating from samsara. This is the. So above that, all the talks most of text like kind of like preparation, how to listening, and then what you choose the place while you do practice, and who you should rely on and who you should abandon, the evil friends and other spiritual friends, those, and then let overcome by laziness, all these things. It's kind of preparation. I think from here it talks actual practice. And then this chapter has a 2 parts. Here translated as a collections. It means like a kind of section. The first section has a 7, and then second part has a 9 sections. So which is here translated the first collection, and then second collections. That means again it's a section, right? So those within 7 sections, the first part, the first 4 sections are preparations. Even we engage actual practice, it still needs some kind of preparation because it's need accumulating merit and purifications, right? That's preparations goes with the more 7 limb practice and other things, refuge and bodhicitta and so on and so on. So that's first 4 chapters, I think, talks about the preparations. And then chapter 5th, section 5th, 6, 7 is talks actual practice, which is 12 links dependent originations. The 12 link dependent origination is show you how we circling in samsara life to life. This is the 12 link dependent origination is also you can take as like a extensively explanation of the first true noble truth, the first true truth. The first true truth is suffering and origin of suffering, right? So now this true truth to more collaborating or more extensively explanations comes with the 12 link dependent originations. So I will mention what are the 12 link dependent origination, but mostly here, as we take this class as a secular, not too much focusing on all the entire 12 link dependent origination. First, the first 3, the consciousness, ignorance, and actions. So how related this? So which the motivations or intention lead you actions and what happenings? So, those the first three I will talk a little more instead of covering all other dwelling dependent origination, right? So those the first part of that chapter, and then it has a second part. Or it has also the 9 section as I collected here. The second part, 9 sections. Here say the first collection of the instruction on union of appearance and emptiness. Again, the belows are continuums to antidote or the path that what we need to engage for liberating suffering, liberating from suffering. So mainly we can say the emptiness. The second parts are most of the talks emptiness, but I will read each sections, right? The first sections of the instruction on union of appearance and emptiness, and then the second collections, right? What's that? Miscellaneous. Oh, thank you. And third collections of appearance, and then the fourth collections of question and answer, pertaining appearance and emptiness, and then sixth, it's the absence of appearance. The seventh concluded the way to dying. We will talk that, and then collections. The 8 collection or 8 sections are transferring, which we call POA, right? And then 9 collections are concluding that part. So it's again, it might take few classes. Then you have to remember that first, like a part has a 7 sections, and second part has 9 sections, and then first part mainly talks about the dwelling dependent origination and impermanence to overcome by those suffering. And the second part talks the antidote of wisdom, which is in emptiness, wisdom of emptiness. Okay, those are actual practice. So, and then root text here say, abandon attachment to all things and abide free of desire. Attachment fails to bring even the higher realms. In fact, it's killed the life of true liberations. I mean, it might be disturbed. It will never let you, the attachment never let you have a liberation, even like a simple happiness. So the attachment will constantly disrupt, obscure to have happiness, and it continuously brings us suffering. So therefore, it's root text talk very simple, looks like a talks need to how to overcome attachment or reduce attachment, right? But in order to doing that, talks all the antidote to dwelling dependent origination, in order to knowing that how attachment to brings to suffering us, and then what antidote we need to apply for reducing or eliminating those things. Therefore, its chapters comes huge. Okay. Yeah, I'm not covering like directly about attachment. Though as like root text shows that, because we talked many times attachment, right? I believe it's still not clear with you guys attachment, right? Even we talked a lot. But I'm not sure that I should repeat it or I should skip that. Okay. And then the first part, I skipped the first 4 sections or first 4 collection, which just talks about the preparations. It's more Buddhist refuge, Bodhicitta, and so on, so on. There's more Buddhist that I skipped it. Begin from the 5th chapter, 5th section of 5th collections, which is talking about the dwelling dependent origination. Here, The Brumje, refined moon, offer those words so beneficial to all. To the omniscient apparition, right? Apparition monks, wise teacher, pray attend to me. Okay, this is part of beginning. In this, in pact, oh, sorry. Here. Oh, this line. Yeah. Okay. Says in this impact world of the being of the six classes, utterly entangled, right? The by 12 links. Everyone revolve in extents without end. What is the root of all this? It means you can take it to what the root of all suffering, right? Samsara, for regarding Buddhism, it's samsara means suffering, right? And suffering is not necessarily always painful suffering, which we understand suffering. Some suffering that the conditioned of the painful is we counted also part of suffering. It's not really have a direct feeling to sorrow or painful, but it is, as well as you have that condition, then you always like experience suffering or never ever free from suffering. So therefore it's counted as part of the suffering, which we call pervasive suffering, right? And then the regarding Buddhist, generating compassion means, yes, we wishing to everyone's free from suffering, but not the painful suffering only. We wish more that free from pervasive suffering, as well as you have a conditioning of suffering. Just temporarily free from painful is not really actually you're free from suffering. If you are really free from suffering, that you must free from pervasive suffering, which is always conditioned to have suffering, changing suffering and suffering of suffering, right? So therefore, if we more focus on the pervasive suffering, as well our own practice or generating compassion to other, there will be more deeper and wider. That brings you equanimity mind. Because right now, we do have a suffering, even human being who is injured, who has a painful, who lost. That kind of empathetic, we have it because we feel it. But we never, almost we don't have a suffering for who are enjoying, who are very healthy, and who have powerful, who are riches. Almost we don't have a compassion for them. But they do have a pervasive suffering. That's the number one. And actually, they do have the true suffering too. But as you look at more pervasive suffering, then you can be empathetic for everyone equally, no matter who those are, healthy or weak, right? This is the part that suffering, and that's compassion. And then even our daily life, if we're not free from pervasive suffering, then it can be impossible that we are free from suffering forever, or we are not permanently free from suffering, right? But actually, this is not looking, we are not looking the permanently free from suffering, right? Forever free from suffering, even we don't believe on it, right? So could we, right? So could we like if permanently or forever free from suffering? The Buddhists say yes, but still, even we don't believe that nirvana and liberation, therefore, I don't think we're expecting that I am free from suffering forever, right? Most of the time, we're expecting temporarily that so too painful now, too sad mentally or healthy, the physically both, It's two sorrows that I want to free from it. So that means you are looking the temporarily happiness or temporarily free from suffering, not the forever. This is the most of us, right? So based on that, then we can talk antidote. Okay. So even that, it's good to know the root. Even you are seeking that temporary happiness, but still it's good to know the root of suffering, root of everything. Even you cannot 100% deal with it, at least you can little bit deal with it, which is brings you your temporarily free from suffering, right? Or temporary happiness. Yeah. So, and then what is the root of all this? And then the teacher replied, who is the Adisha, replied, Dromje called his disciple and said, it is great ignorance. So why is it great ignorance? Okay, on the basis of this ignorance, 11 links comes into beings. From these 11 ignorance arises as well. Okay, it's a great ignorance, right? So ignorance and great ignorance. I don't know you separating that way or not. But for us, the great ignorance is the root again. And it is that ignorance is not just lack of knowing, right? So generally, for us, ignorance means lack of knowing, right? So, but that great ignorance is not the lack of knowing. That great ignorance is knowing something, but it's mistake. It's wrong, right? That ignorance, we count it. So, which is knowing, which we call wrong view. You viewing something but wrong. That counted ignorance because you not reach the actual path, right? You do not see or you do not know what is the real, therefore mistake, therefore it's wrong. So that is consciousness is comprehending something, you are perceiving something, you cognizing something, but all this wrong. As well as you have this wrong or misunderstanding, that always lead the other cause of suffering and suffering itself. So that the great ignorance, we said it, right? So a simple way, what is that great ignorance, which is knowing or understanding, misunderstanding, or wrong view. And simple, we say ego, right? The pride. You can think that instead of saying the self-grasping, right? Self-grasping might take time for some of you, might take time to understand. But ego, the pride, everyone knows, right? Yeah. So that again, the Buddhist like it gives more details for every mental state, either it's the secondary mind or principal mind, gives the detail and then differentiate it for very simple things. Many even like a slide, small different, even we differentiate it. So differentiating for all this, it is good to understand exactly the point. You know, generally we say pride, right? So, and some might say the pride could be my action, you know, or some might say pride could be why not we discussion on the pride then? Right? What's your thought of pride? And then I will try to explain what the Buddhist point of the pride, right? What I believe, what I accept, the generally pride means. But what's your thought of pride, or how it act? Once you have a pride, how it act? What feeling? Well, how you feel it once you have once pride manifested? What you feel it? What your reaction? So do you ever notice that? Yeah. Huh?
Well, I think it's in relation to others. It's kind of trying to put yourself above people.
Uh-huh.
But you know, you have pride in something. Usually, you're kind of like comparing yourself, so you feel proud of like something that you do better.
Mm-hmm. Then you are the best, right?
You are superior
Okay.
in some
Okay.
way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of one of pride. Yeah. Yeah.
Or it's not comparing yourself to another, just that you have a lot of something. I'm great, you know, it doesn't necessarily, it's a lot of times I think what it is with another person, but it might not even relate to another person, but just that I know this, you know, hey, I have a lot of this, I know everything, you know, I know this the best, and I know the best way to do it. And
What reaction then after pride is not always manifested. Just by yourself alone, maybe it's more sleepy, right? It's like anger. As anger is not manifested yet, yeah, I will come back to you. So it's more sleepy, but when it's manifested, we know a reaction, right? So how proud will react it? Please go ahead.
Is pride always a bad thing?
Is pride always bad thing regarding Buddhism? Yes. Yeah.
In a sense, aren't you pride? Are you guys not proud to be here teaching Dharma to me, to us?
No,
Not,
no pride,
no pride.
no pride. It's more happy, rejoicing, or confidence. That kind of that we use it. Fulfillment, yeah. No pride. Yeah. So in generally, like if we have many followers and becoming famous, it might comes as a natural human, right? We are human being, it might comes. But regarding the text, regarding our practice, pride is always negative. Then we shouldn't have a pride anytime. Yeah. So yeah, Buddhist talks like say attachment and so on. So many things we talk as negative, and then people lost that because in their daily life they're dealing with it. So pride, attachment, anger. Then they're very familiar with it. Then we think it's very necessary to survive. It had to have those kind of emotion for survive. But Buddhists say, no, there are another emotion which can substitute attachment, which can substitute pride, function it exactly how you wish it. Once you have that emotion, better way. Therefore, we don't have a worry, 100% eliminate the pride, 100% eliminate the attachment, no problem at all. Still, we can survive with the same way or better way, right? So, for example, again, anger that we think is necessary. The substitute of anger, what we need to build it is love and kindness, right? So it will keep continuous relationship, like a protect you, right? It's a protect you continuously. And then same way, the attachment, we eliminate attachment and change to attachment cannot change it. Eliminate, take it out attachment and generate or cultivate more love and kindness, compassion again. It will exactly work how attachment works. The attachment working here to keep relationship each other brings you what you want, necessary things. That's the attachment function, right? The love and kindness, compassion will brings you exactly or better makes relationship with others. Love and kindness and compassion. Better than anger and better than attachment. So therefore, we do have a substitute emotion. Therefore, we can say it's 100% eliminated, 100% negative, no problem. But that substitute, it's all need the effort or practice. That substitute is not innately comes with us while we're born, as we comes those anger and those are right. So yeah, the compassion, love, and kindness and other things are not comes innately. right? So it need to be the build it up, cultivate, work hard. So and then it can be substituted. So anyhow, so yeah, pride. So how you react then once you have a pride? Hold on, hold on.
When you talk about pride, I was thinking like proud of my children.
Yeah.
So I hold on. That's
You holding your children is, I think it's attachment. Attachment will hold it.
right.
Attachment will not let it go. But the pride is not that. So let's say, simple example, once you go to community, right? So say you have a function or program, you are attending on a program, and pride is there, whether manifested or not. But in a program, then you see the many people, right? So you are respecting for everyone equally, or you are picking up that you need conversations, or you're looking some kind of high people, or you're looking their attitude and their what called, who has a gentleman suit, that's you like to talk, who comes like what call, the jean pants and like which is like not really nice. You don't like to talk, right? How come those things actually pride? This is the reaction of pride. Why are you choosing that high? So because I want to be high, I am higher. Of course, then I need to be same equal. Who is can talk to me, right? Which is the highest one? Which is gentleman and suit? Everything looks nice, yeah. So looks nice can be the most lower than you, but this is how we choose when we go to the program and community, right? And then another things, if someone comes to you, talk to you, or say giving you some kind of instruction, or giving you some kind of what call, yeah, like a teaching or advice, you happily listening, or you have a question who you are talking to me, right? And then you have a question, I know better than you, right? Do you ever have this question? That's pride. Then sometime even you knows, right? Let's say compassion. You knows, many times you hear the definition of compassion, devotion of compassion, how to engage it, how feeling it, all those you learn. So then someone come to you, let's say, try to explain compassion you. Your reaction will be, I know it, right? By 100% you know, it's question actually. Never know. Maybe you don't know 100%, but your reaction is, I know. I don't have a patience to listening again this word, right? Don't repeat to me. So those are also the pride, and what else? Can like a humbleness, when we see the very humble people, can they have a pride?
Sure, you just might not see it.
Yeah.
You might not see it right there, but you never know what they're thinking.
Or who says, I'm the lowest one. Knowledge and everything, I'm not great. I'm lowest one. Can they have a pride?
They might not mean it.
Yeah, regarding knowledge, say knowledge, right? In general, say my knowledge is way lower than your knowledge. That's how I think it. But still, I can have a pride on my knowledge.
Geshe,
Uh-huh.
I would say yes. And what we call that is false, it's like a false humility, but still drawing attention to the self.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's in generally, definitely, as a human being, samsara being, there are no question. Every single one has a pride. There are no question, right? Again, I will say, if you said I do not have a pride, then you are lying, right? So every single one has a pride. Maybe they are not strong as others, not great as other, or not manifest again and again as the other. That could be, that could be different, but definitely have pride. There are no question. But here individually, I'm bringing up the question here, say knowledge. Example, knowledge. I can say my knowledge is not great. Same time, I'm thinking that way. My knowledge is more lower than yours. That's how I think. But still, can I have like a pride on my knowledge?
Sure. It's
Example.
how you feel about it. You're feeling that because I have such low knowledge that it gives you some sort of, that it gives you something over the other person, like, oh, I'm so humble, or, like that
Now, regarding knowledge, yeah.
just
Humbleness is different. Okay. So it's if you say I'm humble, then you have a pride on humble, not on knowledge. Yeah. So you're just saying knowledge, right? Yeah. But who thinking my knowledge is not great? Can they have a pride on their own knowledge? So the Buddhists say yes. Buddhism say yes, right? Say because my knowledge is not great, but better than you, right? So that could be we think because it is set up in our mind. Competition, comparing is already there. Always set it up. Whether we have an intention or not, it comes. So therefore, I'm not great knowledgeable, but sometimes I'm better than them. I'm better than children. This is pride. It's not strong, but it is pride. But it will bring you exactly the same reaction once you see the children and some, right? So there are different traditions. Sometimes the adults are ignoring the children, right? When they comes in the middle to talk, you don't know, you shut up, right? We not listening at all. But here, listening is not that them I'm expecting they say something good to me, because listening to children as let them grow up better. This is the whole point, right? Not that I can learn something from there. If so, then you are not listening to children, right? That's all pride. So, and then once you have a pride on your children's, now so far we talked about our own pride, to pride on my knowledge, pride on my the healthy body, the pride in my like resources, pride in my wealth, and so many things. The pride on my own attractive, their pride on so many things, right? But if we pride on others, like say I have the pride on my children's, that means you are looking your children is always higher than others, right? And someone comes and criticize, say, okay, like a school teacher say, your children is not really good listening in the class, that you will get mad because you're thinking it's higher, always best, right? So then something like a bad word or criticize, you cannot be patient, or you will be angry because of pride on children. So same thing, everything, if you have a pride in your car, you cannot be a patient if someone like a criticize or someone damage on it. So those kind of things that the definition of Buddhism giving the pride is there aspect of fill it up, something like that. Kingdom number, right? Aspect of fill it up. So it means like if we have a glass and then we fill the water and it's the way they fill it up, no more can fill it up now. It's filled, then it comes out, right? That feeling we have it once we have pride on anything, on your knowledge or so on, so on, right? So and then it will disturb you the listening while, right? It will lose your patience, and it will makes you let you divide diversions, racism, diversions, right? Okay, this person is not my part. This person is not my. It's my own part. I need to talk here. I don't need to talk here. So diversion, more diversions, and actual. The final is the what we call the feel loneliness. That loneliness all that comes from your pride, because you're thinking you are the best and not suitable here, not suitable there, not suitable with anyone. And finally, just by yourself. Because you are not suitable with everyone, right? Because of your pride. So this is the how brings suffering to us, the pride. Ego, that I, thinking I am the best. So this is the root of, so far we can take as this class, not the actual Buddhist class, right? This class, we can take, this is the great ignorance, which thinking I am the best, right? I am best, my one best. So that is the root of all the other things. Because see that how anger brings driven by this. Because you think your children's best, someone criticizes, anger comes. Actually, anger driven by pride, right? Attachment driven by pride. So as well, you have a pride, ignorance is always there, right? So this is how, that our intention, motivation, thought, which is driven by ignorance, attachment, anger, then action always mess up. The action always the cause of suffering. Because the intention and thoughts, it's like wrong, right? So intentions goes with pride. All the thought motivations comes with one of the mental afflictions, and it led you to action, right? So that is how the process to between intention, action, and experience, right? So that's the finally feel loneliness is the suffering is experience that you have a thought, just ignoring and looking down everyone. Everyone is just look down, right? So yeah, as we are human, as I'm human, sometimes it comes to me when I read the book, when I explain, listening to other, oh, my one is better than that one, right? So they are not explained well, or they are out of the like a real instruction or true instruction. So mine was more associated with the true instruction. That, one time, even it's right, I don't know it's right or wrong, but even it's right, that brings you habit. Say, okay, I'm right to think, I'm thinking this way right now because it is right. It is true that I sees, but their instruction is wrong. Actually, when I look the book or when I ask the teacher, definitely wrong. My instruction is right. But, it is okay to think, you have a right to think that way. It is true. But at the same time, you build it up your pride, increases your pride. So even it's true, we must reduce it. Oh, that negative thoughts comes now. Okay, sees I'm better explanation, but there are other people there, way better than me. Why are you thinking so best, right? So that's the way you would think, and then have to be reduce it. Don't let it come up, right? So when it's wake up, and then it's like a what we call slap on it that reduce. So this is the how we need to do with the mental afflictions, and then definitely it comes, but sometime forgetting it to reduce it. Sometimes it's reminding and then try to reduce it, right? So up and down, but still try. That's how we need to do it. because as I said, even we are right or true, but not let our habit change to the bad. That habits change bad. One time you're thinking, two time you're thinking, three time you're thinking, each time thinking I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Then 100 time, when you look it back, your pride is way increases than before, like last month or last years, right? So that's then you lose actually. Even you are right to think, but you lose. That's therefore every right things or every you have a right things to do, it not necessarily follow it, not necessarily do it or not necessarily think it on, because it's affected. Those are the what called side effect. Everything has a side effect, right? So as a medicine, so those mental afflictions or actions, whatever we think is right, it has a side effect. So therefore, it's good to reduce it, right? Even you think is right or true, yeah, because you can at least stop that side effect. Okay. So now the great ignorance. Now you are clear with the great ignorance, right? And then it's driving all these mental afflictions, and then it's change your all the intention and thoughts. That's the lead to action, right? Okay. So then next continues explain. It says on the basis of things, this ignorance, which is great ignorance. 11s, ignorance the 12, like when we 12 link dependent notion, ignorance the root, therefore other 11s is 11s comes into being. From these 11, ignorance arises as well, right? So which I explained, all the 11 actually comes from ignorance. But here say, from this 11, ignorance arises as well, right? From those, again, ignorance arises. So maybe it's just, first we should know what are the 12. Go to next one. Then I try to go back to explain it. Bromje, oh, it's a broom. Okay, Bromje said then said, were I to ask you to illustrate these 12, okay, and what would you, O Concord, say the resemble? Okay, from here. Then teacher reply, right? The teacher reply, they are taught in the scripture as follow. The Buddha scripture, all these other commentaries. Ignorance is the blind all woman. Really? Let's see. Let me check it. Yeah, I have to careful this otherwise. Where is the Tibetan? Let me check the Mari Gemo Loata. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. You see the photo on the door? Those two are all in a circle, right? The big circle, yeah, big circles, yeah, not the inner. The big circle has a 12. And I think it's way after that teeth, you can see that all women, right? So now it's ignorance is blind, all women. Why are you giving here example of all women? Opposite of ignorance is emptiness, right? Which there are no different observation object. There are no different comprehending, but the aspect is different, exactly opposite. So therefore, like a weak woman and a strong woman. So weak woman cut by strong woman, something like that. Emptiness is also we give as name the mother emptiness or woman, right? That which is antidote. Therefore, I think give here example as a all woman for ignorance, which is blind, right? That once we blind, and nothing to see at all. Ignorance is a blind all woman. You know, here give the name and example, name and example, and name and example. Ignorance, the one of the 12. And then example here, the blind old woman. The second is the violations resemble. Okay, what is the meaning in English that violation resemble?
Violation.
Yeah. I heard first time this. Usually they translate as a compositional factor. Now here translate as the violations resembles, right? What does it mean?
It's like the volition means like wanting, deciding to do something. Like
Does that mean-
deciding to take
okay.
action. Like, you know, they say, I did it against my volition. Maybe somebody, I've heard that before. It means like I did it without even meaning to do it. But it's like volition means you decide to actually. Conscious volition means you actually made a decision. This is, I'm going to do something.
Oh, you're doing something, right? Okay, okay. Oh yeah, it's a duje. Tibetan word says duje. So far my understand translation is compositional factor, which is duje means actually you are producing, right? So it's the duje is the producing or processing, something like that. So mainly which is karma. And the example giving here, potter. Now the potter, they make the many different size of pot and many different colors and different design. You know that the karma like it shaped it our life many different way, many different experience, many different, some ugly, some beautiful, some healthy, some not healthy. All is shaped by our karma, right? Is this giving us the potter? So ignorance lead the karma, not two things. Violation resemble, that means karma, right? And then the third one is consciousness. This is the one of the 12. Then it's giving example as a monkey. That's we know, right?
Do
Uh-huh.
they mean like just like mental consciousness or all the consciousnesses? Or this is the different, this is not talking about like high consciousness here. This is just a different consciousness.
As a mental consciousness.
Mental.
Mental consciousness, yes, it is. Yeah, that's thank you for clarifying. That is mental consciousness, right? So the regarding Buddhism, which is goes life to life. Yeah, the mental consciousness. It's like a monkey. And name and form. So the name and form here, the form that I don't need to explain, our body and all this the form. Name is other which when we talks to the 5 heaps, the other 4 heaps are giving here name because we understanding or recognize or identify through by their own the concept, not directly see as a form, right? Therefore, it just say name, which is the feeling and consciousness, include all this consciousness, and then we call discriminations, right? And then compositional factors that 4 and include form the 5 heaps. Actually it talks about 5 heaps. After that arises 5 heaps. You know, this ignorance is before life, and then karma is before life. The consciousness is divided to before life, and which is takes this life. And from here, name and form in this life. And now in the mother wombs, we becoming our form and everything arises, right? Okay, name and form, akin to entering the boats, which is taking life. Sense bases are like an empty town. So sense basis, or sometimes sense faculty, right? those sense faculty. After that, the arises the sense faculty in your mother wombs. Naming forms comes, all the 5 heaps, one by one arises, and after that, like a sense faculties arises before you're born. It is say empty town or empty house because nothing there. Just sense faculty will not perceive anything. It's like a no owner house. Owner, the house which do not have owners, right? So that's just sense faculty who is not using it at all. When consciousness connected it, then it's used it, then perceived it, right? So without consciousness, it's just the owner house which, sorry,
No identity.
no identity, yeah. Owner which do not have a house. There's, yeah. Empty town means that. So contact. After that, then all this comes. Object is there, sense faculty is here, and then consciousness all comes together. It's contact now. Contact to object. Now you sees. Now you hears. Now you touch it, right? That's contact. It's a resemble kissing. It's that's up in photo. Then once contact, then feeling comes. Whether feeling pleasure or unpleasure, neutral, that feeling comes. Once do not contact, no feeling, right? So once we go outside, you see beautiful flower, it's contact. Then your feeling comes. Ah, it's beautiful. Attachment arises, right? And then pleasure feelings comes. Then when you hear some kind of the blame to you or harsh word, it's contact. Your air sense faculty, your air consciousness, that sound comes together, it's contact. That brings you unpleasure feeling, right? When we do not hear that, there are no unpleasure feeling. When you hear that, unpleasure feeling comes. After that feeling comes, right here. The feeling that feeling is like a sword in eye, your arrow put in eye. You know, that's it's a very good example for it. And then once a feeling comes, then craving. Okay, I want it. I like it, right? So because you are joy. The craving for both. I don't want it or I want it. So you have a desire to reject it, or you have desire to keep it. You know, the craving goes both negative and positive, right? But anyhow, after that craving comes. Some pleasure things, you want it. Some unpleasure things, you don't want it. Yeah. And then grasping comes. You know, when's the craving, I want it. You know, the craving is kind of, I like it. The grasping is, I want it, right? So, and then, yeah, grasping is like a reaching for fruit.
It's the monkey on there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a monkey on it. Craving is like a resemble drinking alcohol. It's not act bad yet, but you drink, but it's very possible to come close, right? To X mess up. So that's drinking alcohol, and now reaching fruit. Becoming is said to resemble pregnancy. From this comes existence, the birth of child. Okay. Siba Okay. So the becoming means now actually you're taking it. First you like it, second you want it, crave the grasping, you want it, then you're taking it, right? So that's all process we grow. We can stop when we like it. We stop there, the grasping and becoming will not come, right? We not stop it. We keep increase it. I like it, then increase that much, I want it, and increase that much that I want it, I want right now. I need to get it. Without getting it, I will not sleep well. I don't want to eat. All this, I can spend whole day to get this. So that much increases all these things because that you keep continuous thinking those reasons how beautiful it is. You know, with first time you have some reason, first time just contact and immediately reflects, oh, it's beautiful. It comes to your mind, it's beautiful. And then you want to look at it again. Yeah, it's look at the flower, the petals, look at their leaf, look at their colors, look at their size, how they're blooming. All this you reasoning to increasing that you're liking to wanting. And then you come back to your home. Still that image is there in your mind, not go away from that. Then you're dealing with that image again. Yes, it is. Then you cannot sleep. You have to go out to get this. So that becoming, right? So here becoming refers actually taking birth, right? This all refers to the actually taking birth, life to life. This is how we take suffering. But also we can apply this some process to our daily dealing with any emotions, things, right? So the becoming is resembling a pregnancy. From this comes existence mean now take birth, right? So now you go to the mother womb and you are there, grow up, and after you birth, existence. And then birth, then slowly getting aging or death before aging, right? So because the aging and death is optional, therefore it's count one. It's not count separate. Aging and death is not count separate because it's not the certain orders. Is the death is always not necessarily comes after aging. Therefore, aging or death. Yeah, this is how dwelling. Now I can name it again: ignorance, violation resemble, consciousness, name in form, sense basis or sense faculty, and then contact, fleeting, craving, grasping, becoming, and birth, and aging or. We should say aging, not the aging and, aging or death, right? Yeah. So those are the 12 link-dependent origination. And maybe, Laura, you might hear many times this 12 link-dependent origination, right?
Oh, yeah.
You hear many times? Yeah. So, okay. So,
It's aging and death, aging or death
uh-huh.
are said to be like carrying a corpse. But if I die,
Oh, I
die
see,
young
okay.
and healthy with an accident,
Oh, it's like a carrying a cough. In photo, you can see someone carry the cough. That is actually giving example for death, right? Not directly example for aging. Yeah. So the final is death. Whether aging go through by aging or not, final is death. Therefore, give example for death. Yeah. So, sure.
Is it also pretty much the same thing to say? I always read it too in the books is like interdependent origination. Interdependent. Does it, I know they're somewhat different, but like dependent origination, interdependent. That's just kind of getting into the functioning of it, right?
You mean these tools are?
Yeah, the 12 links of dependent interaction.
Yes, it is.
Interdependent technically too. but
Yes,
it's all
it is.
dependent. Okay.
Yes, it is interdependent. The aboves are cause, and second are result, and routine again, cause, result, cause, result, right? At the end is the aging and death. It cause again like a next life, right? So therefore, I said today I'm not talk this dwelling dependent origin process with death and birth. Actually, this is the process for death and birth, right? But from ignorance to feeling or craving, grasping, up to grasping or becoming, we can apply this to our daily life. It's useful how to the process to get increasing our mental afflictions, how to process to like so many bad reaction happening with us because the ignorance then ignorance comes your ignorance led you some kind of your actions, right? And then that actions imprint in your consciousness, right? The imprints. Let's say you see the flower, beautiful, and you go back to your home. Now you not see the flower directly, but still you're dealing with it. It's an imprint of that action, which you see, right? So, and that brings you all this craving and grasping and becoming because the feeling and contact, right? So if we like a little bit twist the order here, ignore in our daily life process to increasing ignorance, I mean mental affliction and the experience of suffering, how it arises, then ignorance, right? Then contact, then violations and consciousness, then feeling, then craving and grasping and becoming. That's how contact, right? So which we now you're learning, and then if you examining in your daily life how it goes, right? It comes from where? It comes from where? If you go keep searching the main root cause, that actually brings up to the ignorance, which text said, but this is not your decision, right? It's text decision, it's not my decision. But we can have our own decision. Our own decision is not necessarily opposite of this, right? So exactly this, but our own decision means I'm accepting 100% now. With reason, after analyze. It's your own decision after you learn, but you are accepting exactly what text said. That could be. But your own decision could be the opposite. Or your own decision could be the 50-50. So therefore, we're learning right now, those all the process to increasing the cause of suffering, and then it brings us suffering. So few time you reflect it, learn more, and then get more details, and then examining in daily life when something happening with you. And then once you calm, then you think this all process, which just comes from where? Which just comes from where? So then see if reaching up to ignorance or not from your own way. But text said that I'm going to this. This is not your own decision, right? Because text said that I'm doing it. There's text decisions, right? It's Buddha's decisions. Because Buddha said that I'm following Buddha decisions, not your decisions. So, and then Buddha said that I see exactly it's meaningful. I 100% agree, then your decisions. It's not complete or not opposite than Buddha's decision, but it comes from you. It's a big difference actually. Buddha said that I'm following. Buddha said that I agree now. It's a big difference. So we have to go. The Buddha said that I agree now. So it takes time, right? It takes time, more study and reflections, right? Okay. Let's see. Question? Yes, please.
It seems to me the scripture is trying to attain, reach the perfect form, pure of emptiness. That's why we are resembling the ignorance as a blind woman, consciousness, the monkey, and particularly the sense as being pain in the eye.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, how do you differentiate emptiness, which I assume is one of the most basic tenets of Buddhism, with apathy?
Okay.
How do you differentiate one from the other? Is it emptiness trying to attain not exactly nirvana?
Yeah.
An insignificant goal, but a certain sense of emptiness so that you can welcome everything. Nevertheless, do you reach a point of apathy?
Empathy?
Apathy.
Apathy means
you don't care.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So where is the line between divine emptiness to welcome everything versus apathy that you don't care about? whether it is a personal emotion or a universal truth, how do you separate those? Emptiness will not care, will not.
Okay. So emptiness let you more care, right? So emptiness makes you more careful because of dependent, you knowing the dependent origination, not that substantially there. You're dependent. it. So the first things we need to know is emptiness is not nothingness, right? And as Osho said, Buddhist emptiness is everything. What is mean everything means emptiness is that seeing everything depend on its own cause and condition, not solidly there. This is the
Always about judgment.
not the judgment, judgment or analyze it or examining it, right? So we examining it, we're analyzing it, then see everything is not exactly there how sees. Everything is not substantially there how sees, but is there because it's cause and condition. When cause and condition then arises, when not cause and condition not arises. So therefore, the nature is lack of independence. Nature is lack of nature is lack of independence because it is dependent, right?
I don't understand that, sorry.
Oh yeah,
Lack of independence is, or rather independence is.
yeah. It's a lack of independence because it's dependent.
So you have to liberate yourself from it, go beyond it.
No, you are dependent. Once we like say once we until we lying on a stick, what do you call the old man holding that cane? Until we lying on a cane, I'm not independently walking, right? Because I'm dependent on cane. Independent and dependent is opposite. Oh, sorry. Lack of independence.
Lack of independence.
Lack of independent and dependent is opposite, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is lack of independent because it's rely on Ken. Because it's dependent. So every phenomena is dependent. It's always depend on cause and condition, depend on name, depend on concept. There are no concept cannot be identified. There are no name cannot be identified. Identifying anything is depend on name, concept, and depend on cause and condition. There's nothing there which can independently arise it. Right? This is the part of emptiness, which is nothing there which independently arises, independently exists. This is the emptiness.
So emptiness is a result of constant judgment, right?
Constant judgment.
It's still not judgment. Judgment's got the wrong flavor to it. Like analysis is pure logic. Judgment says you're putting some sort of value base on it, but that's not what it's saying. It's saying this is literally 1 + 1 = 2 is the logic that it, you can't have something come from nothing. Like there's always got to be something producing this, something producing that. And but it's not about judging, like, when you say like judgment, that to me that includes emotion or saying that this is good or bad, but like this is literally pure cold logic is what I've come to understand.
Subjective.
Can I give example with a little bit impermanent before we talk emptiness? Because we say our life is impermanent, right? So accepting its life of impermanent is judgment, or it's accepting its nature? Because still need to think. Without thinking, we will not recognize impermanent. Without thinking, we do not know it. Once we think, when we study it, then we will know it. You call it like a natural, you accepting natural things, or you're judgmental? Well, how you accept it, as our life is impermanent. Right. This is how it goes process, right? But everyone say whatever I'm saying true, right? So either religious, ethics, or scientists, everyone say whatever they're saying is true. But true or not true, we have to decide it. But needed some kind of tools to deciding or knowing it's true or not. They say true, but how I have to confirm it's true or not. While you're analyzing, it's not really judgmental, right? So you are searching, you're looking, it's true or not. And then finally, if you found it's true, then you're accepting what is nature, what is they said it. It still is not judgmental. If you do not see the good reason, then you might reject it. By still rejecting based on your logic and your knowledge, it's not really called as judgmental. So this is how, there are so many objects or so many existing things there beyond our five sense object. Our five sense object, yeah, I see the flower, what you see it, we all agree. There's nothing need logic to say that. But something there, we need a logic and think lot to knowing it, not as like a flower or leaf, tree, right? So that most of the time we're using the mental consciousness, not the five sense consciousness. Anything object of five sense consciousness, you don't need to logic anything. You just see, hear, touch, that we all agree, right? But something existing that we need to think and conclude it. That takes time. Let's say future life and previous life. Whether it's judgmental or not, we have to decide. Then follow their reason. Say, why you saying their future life exists? What is your reason? Because I do not understand. I cannot accept it, that future life as you said it. But I need to know, or I need a proof that you saying future life exists. Then while you're listening or while you study the proof and reasoning, it's not judgmental. You just more study to getting proof to accept it or reject it, right?
Judging?
It's not judging. I don't know, judging means that's a part of English. My English is, that's not my first language. And
Mine, so.
yeah.
Second language. But if you select something over something else, don't you assess, compare, analyze, judge, and take a decision? To me, that's a natural process. You judge. Good, bad, I go with the good. Cold, warm, I go with the warm.
Yeah, but you have 100% your own hand to decide, to take decision, right? Okay, then you can say judge, that's fine.
That's why it connects with, to me, that you decide.
Yeah.
Consciousness is like a monkey. I don't get the symbolism. I don't know exactly how the monkey connects with consciousness. In what sense? What does the monkey? Why is consciousness represented by
monkey?
To
Okay.
me, a monkey is nothing else but an animal that mimics, right?
The action, actually, they're giving example here, action of monkey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mimicking. So that's why consciousness, I don't know whether in the scripture, consciousness is being questioned. The consciousness is like a monkey. So I'm sorry, I have difficulties understanding.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Consciousness by a monkey. Because
Consciousness
to me,
by
the
monkey.
He acts like a monkey. Whatever I do, they do.
It hasn't really been explained yet. We haven't really gotten into like the depth of it, why it is like a monkey yet. It's just, right now, it's just literally the first explanation, like, you know what I'm saying? We haven't really fleshed it out, so.
So, okay, what is your understand? What is your understand that saying consciousness is like a monkey?
That's a very good question.
Or you agree or not, right? This is the first question. You agree or not, or you need more further explanations, or what is your thought?
I
Yeah.
need to think about it.
Okay.
I need
Yeah.
why consciousness here
Mhm.
equates the monk, because consciousness is a serious condition. Either it prevents us or it allows us to do things, whether they're good or bad.
Mhm.
So having this definition of consciousness in a rather heavy emotional context, I failed myself. Maybe
Mhm.
you all do. I failed to
Mhm.
understand.
Definitely.
the moment.
Definitely.
But once I do, maybe my question will prove rather silly.
So yeah,
Sorry for the question.
I will also let you know when I study, the first time I hear that when I was in the monastery, this is Buddha gives example. The Buddha gives example, say consciousness monkey. Then I ask to my teacher why Buddha gives example monkey to consciousness. Because what Buddha thought, my thought is totally different, right? It nothing be same. And then if you say something, giving you an example for your own, then knowing that I must come to you to ask why you're giving this example, it will be more clear. So instead of I'm thinking, right, why is giving example? It's wasting time. Because simple things, I might ask Guru, my teacher, why Buddha gives this example, right? Because the lineage comes continuous instructions. Buddha said, I give this example for this in the text. Then some teacher knows that, which I don't know. Then I ask, why Buddha gives this? This is how we need to learn, right? So if I created something new, some kind of new idea, then that new idea, I'm giving some different name. Then if knowing like some kind of curiosity to know that why this name on that idea, best things ask to the main source, simple, because their thought, right? So therefore, monkey giving example to consciousness is Buddha's thought. Simple is what Buddha think on it. Then after second process, I should accept or not. Then we go, right? So this is how we say. So Buddha gives monkey as an example for consciousness. Monkey too much jumping. Then same way, our consciousness not calm, always jumping up and down, thinking a lot, actively, lot of active. Even just try sleep actively. So therefore, giving example for monkey. So and then yeah. Okay, yeah. So that because I doubt you looking between relation between emptiness and apathy. That I might doubt you thinking emptiness as more nothingness. So if so, then that's not really different than apathy. But emptiness is, as I explained, just lack of independent existence. It is exists, but not independent exists. So therefore, once we talk emptiness, here emphasizing here union of appearance and emptiness, right? In the next part, when we talk emptiness, is a union of appearance and emptiness. Union means no separate emptiness and appearance. What we see is things. It is there, but it's emptiness. It's nothing there. So that's why we say union of appearance and emptiness. And then second comes like a miscellaneous. And again, some questions comes here. Perceive, again, emphasize for appearance things. Emphasize for existing things. How is exists? So all this comes together, then we know emptiness. If you do not know how it exists, then you will not know the emptiness, right? So these two appearance, how to existence, and then emptiness is supporting each other. if you know, once you emptiness, same time you know the dependent origination and appearance and existence, then you know emptiness. Once you think emptiness, if you losing that part, appearance part is losing, all the existence losing, you do not understand emptiness. So therefore, that's the union. We must know the union of appearance and emptiness, then we know the emptiness. Other things, otherwise we do not know the emptiness. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Emptiness relates to the elimination of ego.
Elimination of,
Ego, the I.
yeah, you can say that. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Once you get rid of the I,
Yes.
it's the
Root.
I.
Yeah. Root, which is root of everything. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So everyone have a question on online? Oh yeah, Karen sent us the photos. Thank you. Again, do anyone has a question?
Yes, Geshe, I have one quick question.
Go ahead, please.
I think that this idea of grasping is something I always struggle with. And I think here the word grasping, is it the same grasping as we describe as self-grasping, such as you know,
Oh,
you
no,
Geshe?
no.
No, it's not. Okay.
That's it.
Oh, so this is not self-grasping, this is a different grasping.
Yeah, part of grasping is same, but when it's self-grasping, then it goes different. Grasping means you are taking something, right? You are comprehending something or you're taking something.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
What, just for curiosity, what is the Tibetan word for self-grasping? What is the Tibetan word for grasping?
Self-grasping?
Yeah.
Dakzin.
Dagzin. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And what's
Yes.
the Tibetan word used in this text right here?
Oh, here?
Yeah, for grasping.
Linpa.
Oh, thank Lingpa. Okay, thank you so much.
Oh,
So,
Len, sorry, Len.
oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So no, that's very clear because I was confused. Was this self-grasping or just grasping? Here it's grasping, meaning that we are grasping at what does it mean then here?
What's it? Here? Oh, what was that?
What does this grasping mean here?
Yeah, that grasping as we process, you like it, you want it, now you want to take it. So that wanting getting more stronger, that we call grasping. You're almost taking it now. You cannot sleep without taking it.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
That's a grasping.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah. That craving get more increases and becomes stronger than grasping. Okay.
Geshe?
Uh-huh.
Hi, this is Karen. Hi. In the other, there's another picture, the Shamatha picture, where they have the elephant and the monkey.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the elephant was the mind or the consciousness in that picture.
Oh, in that picture, no, elephant is not the representative of mind. The mind is the some monks come behind that, right? The elephant is the representative of longing or singing. And then monkey is representative of distraction.
Okay.
And then the being, one human being coming after that, which has a lasso and hooked, that is the consciousness.
Oh, so the monk is
Yeah.
the consciousness.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I just forget. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Uh-huh.
So there's a saying that pride is the seventh deadly sin, and lack of pride is the eighth. So I don't know if I necessarily agree that all pride is bad.
You study more. Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to accept. That's fine. Yeah. all that we need to be look at our daily experience, you know. You give me example something that pride help you, benefit you.
So I'm very proud that my son overcame a particular obstacle that was very difficult to overcome.
Uh-huh.
I'm very proud that he did that.
That proud means what is feeling there at that moment? What is feeling there? The proud is not your action, the body action, right? The proud is some kind of mental consciousness. It's a mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is mind, right? That thought, you're thinking, my son's overcome by all this difficulty. So that thought, what is the aspect of this thought? Then we see it's pride or not pride. Everything you said pride is not necessarily be pride. Could be, yeah, because we have a problem with a feeling, you know.
But I'm not comparing him to anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm proud, but I'm not comparing him to anybody else, but it makes me happy. So maybe it's just the definition of pride that I'm stuck with.
It could be not pride. Actually, you're saying it pride, but not pride.
Got it,
Right?
got it.
Same here. Sometimes we say feeling, but actually not feeling. I feel it, but it's not feeling actually, right? But the language problem.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of times in like, you know, in English, we say pride to mean a sense of accomplishment that doesn't necessarily mean the way pride as we're discussing it here
Right.
in a negative sense.
Yeah.
It just says, hey, you know, I was able to do something difficult, not that I'm better or no comparison, just that like.
Just be happy.
I persevered kind of thing.
Happy, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, the
That's what it is.
confidence could be you use pride, or like as you say, happy could be you can use pride, you know, and then actually pride you can use pride, and then what else? The few things is possibility that we might use the term that pride, but all these are not necessarily actual pride.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
How we define the word, okay.
Yeah. So first we need to do the definition of pride, then apply that your emotion at the moment, it's suitable or not with that definition. If not, then it's not pride. Yeah.
It's a sense of accomplishment.
Sense of accomplishment, yeah.
That's pride that is not negative.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say that?
The
Pride has a sense of accomplishment.
okay.
It's explained.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah. Yeah.
Pride-
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like more like an accomplishment.
Right. Yeah. So okay. It's making more confused.
We say a lot of things, I think, in the English language that we don't, we say that that's what this is, but if you really dig down to it, it's not really pride.
Right.
You use it as this is pride, I'm proud of it, but like you said, if you actually analyze it down to what it actually is, it's not.
So far, I found the feeling. Would you say feeling is not actually feeling? Shameful. You say shameful, not actually shameful.
Yeah.
So I found something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop here.
Geshe.
Thank you,
Okay.
Geshe. Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful